I keep hearing this thing where a guy or a girl is waiting to be great in order for them to get their dream person. But they don't want to be lonely, so they just choose somebody for the time being. Now, you may think this is just a single people problem, but are you a placeholder in your marriage? Or maybe your current spouse is the placeholder. Think about it. And in this video, I want to unpack being a placeholder in your relationship or your marriage. What's good, y'all? Tasha here. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome. So of course, when we think of placeholder, the first thing that we think of is single people. And we think that this placeholder term is just for them. Because when I actually looked up the term of placeholder, and I know this term has been going around for a while now, but it mostly pertained to people who were single. A lot of single people used it. That they used that their current partner was a placeholder because they were waiting for the one, and that was the person that they were going to marry. So you might think, well, I don't have to worry about that. I'm married. But like I asked in the intro, could you be the placeholder in your marriage? So what are some of the signs to know that you are in a placeholder relationship? Do you feel like it's Groundhogs Day in your relationship? There's nothing new, there's nothing exciting going on. Every time that you try to make plans with your spouse, they're always shot down. But let someone else come into the picture and let them make plans with your spouse. They're all for it. What about if your partner just got out of a relationship and the first thing that they say to you is, let's get married? First off, they just got out of a relationship. And I really hope that you're not that desperate to marry someone when that person just got out of a relationship. Honestly, they're not fully into you. Because if that was the case, you would be dating them and not this other person. And believe it or not, you're going to run into issues later down the line, even if things right now seems okay. When we get out of relationships, we need time to grieve that relationship. No matter if you got broken up with or you were the one that was doing the dumping, you need time to grieve that relationship. And you don't want to be the one that they choose as an afterthought. How about, have you noticed that they talk about other men or women while they're with you like they're single? Maybe they even look at men and women like they're single. Do you guys live together? You might think I'm asking a dumb question, but no, really. I've met a couple that was married and didn't live together. And from what they were telling me, they weren't separated, they weren't going through anything, they just lived in separate households. And it was this whole nonsense of one of them didn't want to give up the apartment that they loved. And when the other person would mention that they could just move into the apartment that they loved, the other person fussed about their privacy. Now, I couldn't believe it. Like, in my mind, I would have never gotten married to that person because obviously they don't love you. I don't even think they care about you. Maybe to them, being married came with benefits. But I didn't want to dig deeper because I really didn't want to cause any problems. They seemed happy, I guess, with what they were doing. So if the relationship worked that way for them, who am I to judge? But sadly, there are people out there that look at marriage as just another thing to do. And they'll get married thinking, well, if I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, I'll just get divorced. Divorce is not the same as just breaking up. Because with breaking up, you both can shake hands and say goodbye. With divorce, there is usually a cost involved. And for those of us that have been divorced, divorce is not cheap. What about a person that don't listen to you, ask about your day, they don't really talk to you, or even look at you? Sadly, some of you are in a marriage like this now. And you should know when things are just going wrong in a relationship because maybe there was an argument, maybe there was a blow up, and both of you are just trying to figure out right now how to talk to each other, how to get back to being okay, how to make things better. But if you're with someone who's treated you like this from day one, don't make excuses for them. You're in a toxic relationship, they don't respect you, and don't just say, oh, that's just how they are. No. How can you truly be happy in a relationship like that? And sadly, people will stay in these type of relationships because one, you got married for convenience, and two, you have this fear of you not being able to meet someone else, and this is the only person that you're able to get, or this is the only person that you can be with. And this is one of the reasons why I think divorce is so high, because of the reasons that we even decide to get married. And even though we may think of this placeholder concept as new, the way people are treated in their relationships and in marriage is not new. Do you feel important in your relationship? When you guys are together, or more importantly, when you two are with other people, how do you feel in your relationship when you two are with other people? Do you still feel important? Do your spouse actually include you in certain conversations if you're talking to other couples? Even if you don't know the subject, you should still feel included in the conversation. If you are not feeling valued or appreciated in your marriage, you need to reevaluate your whole relationship. Now, I'm all about saving marriages, but I am not about someone being a doormat. You have to value yourself more than your relationship. My marriage flourishes because of the value that my husband and I put on ourselves as individuals, not as a married couple. We value ourselves first. We have to be whole with ourselves before we can make our marriage whole. And I think so many people have that backwards. They're looking for their other half, or they're looking for their better half. You are not half of a person, you are whole. And you should be looking for someone who's going to complement you. As I stated before, never settle because you think that you cannot get better. And that's the problem with your thinking, your mindset. You want to have a dream relationship, be a dream partner, and the right one will come along. You don't have to be in a relationship with anybody or be married to anybody for convenience or because you're lonely. You don't need to do that. You don't need to be in a relationship or even start getting married because of your age and because everybody your age is married or in a relationship. Work on yourself, build your confidence, be good all on your own. Then worry about a relationship or marriage. Your value is not with your partner. Value yourself first. Know what you will and what you won't put up with. When you feel thebomb.com in your own skin, that's the goal. That's what matters, is how you see you and how you feel about you, not anyone else's opinion. So stop seeking external validation. All you need is right here. I don't know who needed to hear this, but as I was scripting this video, my ink actually ran out of my pen because I was writing so much. I had to actually cut this down, even filming it. But I have a daughter, and this is something that I want to tell my daughter. You are nobody's placeholder, and she is enough. And don't let anyone ever tell you you're not enough. You are enough. I have a son too, so I mean, he's enough as well, but I feel like we need to tell our daughters this more. You don't need anyone to lift you up. You don't need anyone to make you feel special. You are already special. And as long as you know that you are special, that is what's important. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like if you like this video, sub if you want to see more videos like this, and remember, love yourself, adore yourself, and always be yourself. Thank you, and I hope I get to see you guys in the next video.